The devastating Russian missile strikes on Kyiv and their deadly toll, the urgent calls for international action and the political chessboard involving US diplomacy in Belarus, Ukraine's cutting-edge military innovations. We've got a lot to unpack, so stay with us. This is The Gaze. Don't forget to follow us on our website, YouTube and socials for more sharp takes and frontline reporting. Search and rescue operations continued through the night at the site of Russia's missile strike on June 17th, which targeted a 9-story residential building. The death toll from this brutal attack reached 21. Across Kyiv, 26 people have been killed and 134 injured. Russian forces launched a massive offensive, striking 27 locations across various districts of Kyiv. Residential buildings, schools, education facilities and critical infrastructure all suffered damage. That night, Russia unleashed 175 drones, 14 cruise missiles and 2 ballistic missiles on the city. Good to hear the United States condemns the attack overnight on Kyiv, but we're sorry to hear the death of US citizens in Ukraine.
We are aware of last night's attack on Kyiv, which resulted in numerous casualties, including the tragic death of a U.S. citizen. We condemn those strikes and extend our deepest condolences to the victims and to the families of all those affected. State Department spokesperson Tammy Bruce.
There will be more, no doubt, as the Russian Tsar escalates this terror. He wants Ukraine, the world and the Soviet Empire to rule. Expect non-stop destruction, death and propaganda just like the past 3 years. When Ukraine defends itself and shoots down their bombers, it's called escalation. When we ask the US for help, it's framed as siding with the aggressor. The US has stepped back from aiding Ukraine, abandoning the fight for core American values.
I have just signed a letter to the President of the UN Security Council requesting the earliest possible convening of a Security Council meeting in regards to the escalation of Russia's missile terror. We are dealing not just with the war crimes against the civilian population committed nightly and daily by the Moscow regime. These are crimes against humanity that require not only condemnation but also a decisive response and practical measures from the international community, above all from the UN Security Council. Ukraine's permanent representative to the UN, Andriy Melnik, in a comment to Ukrinform.
So, Ukraine has submitted a request for an urgent meeting of the UN Security Council in response to the latest Russian missile terror on the country. Children killed by cluster bombs in Sumy, mass graves uncovered across the country, reports of rape, torture and the execution of prisoners. Journalist bodies returned to us with their eyeballs cut out, like Victoria Rushina's body. And for 3 years now, Russian ballistic missiles have shredded Ukrainian civilians and killed even Americans and other nationalities every single day. And yet, the UN Security Council has largely failed to act, sometimes even allowing Russia to preside over itself. Meanwhile, Trump pushed for a diplomatic solution that avoids pressuring Russia, despite the violence on the ground, for his own benefit. Retired U.S. General Kellogg, serving as special envoy for Ukraine under Trump, is expected to visit Belarus soon to meet with Alexander Lukashenko, according to Reuters. If confirmed, this would be the highest-level U.S. engagement with Belarus in years and may signal an attempt to revive stalled peace talks. Although details remain secret, sources suggest Kellogg is exploring whether Minsk could mediate in the conflict. The official agenda for the talks remain unclear, and neither the White House nor the Department of State has issued public statements. The Belarusian embassy in Washington also declined to comment.
A senior Trump administration official is planning to travel to Belarus in the coming days to meet the country's president, according to 4 sources briefed on the matter, as ceasefire talks between Ukraine and Russia remain deadlocked. If the official, Ukraine envoy Kellogg, meets Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko, he would be the highest-ranking U.S. official to visit the authoritarian state in years, from the Reuters publication.
This visit raised concern given the upcoming Zapad 2025 military drills. These exercises, conducted by Russia on Belarusian soil, threaten not Ukraine but Poland and Lithuania. With large troop numbers involved, Russia could seize the Suwalki Gap, a narrow corridor linking the Baltics to Poland and a critical NATO land road. Sergei Sumleny, founder of the European Resilience Initiative Center, warns that control of the Suwalki Gap would allow Russia to connect its Kaliningrad exclave with Belarus, effectively isolating the Baltic states.
You need to talk to Moscow if you want to achieve something in Belarus, or you need to execute some pressure on Moscow. But we cannot exclude, of course, that there will be Russian representatives amid this meeting, which would be pretty logical. But the main question, what we need to ask, what is the purpose of this meeting? Not who will be mad, but what is the purpose? Why is there need to go personally to discuss what?
The Suwalki Gap is a small land corridor that separates the Baltics from the rest of Europe, and it's the main target of Russian forces in case they want to annex the Baltic states. It's a narrow strip of land approximately 65 kilometers 40 miles wide and connected Poland to Lithuania, Latvia and Estonia. It lies between Kaliningrad, a heavily militarized Russian exclave, and Belarus, a close Russian ally. Controlling the Suwalki Gap would allow Russia to establish a long corridor between Kaliningrad and Belarus, effectively cutting off the Baltic states and denying NATO land bases support routes. Any doubts of the true goal of the Zapad 2025 drills?
And actually, Suwalki Gap is a short piece of land separating Russia's enclave Kaliningrad from Russia's mainland. Not from Russia's mainland, from Belarus, but which is controlled by Russia. And it is the only land corridor connecting three Baltic states with the rest of the European Union and NATO. So it is practically a direct border between Poland and Lithuania. And if you cut through this Suwalki Gap, so if you attack this area from Kaliningrad in the west and Belarus in the east, you practically cut off the Baltic countries from the land corridor. If it is possible militarily, okay, everything is possible militarily if you have enough manpower and firepower, but the area is pretty tricky.
On June 12th, Kellogg urged Trump to acknowledge the importance of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's peace initiatives. His upcoming meeting with Lukashenko could signal a fresh diplomatic effort or a plea to Belarus to block Russian troops from entering NATO territory. Ukraine isn't just fighting back, it's innovating. Using homegrown combat systems and AI powering drones, Ukraine inspires the world. According to Ukraine's Ministry of Defense, Ukrainian armed forces soldiers will soon deploy a new domestically developed combat module called Shabля Mk19M, Sabre if you ask for translation. Operable by a single soldier, this system can be modulated on ground robotic platforms, vehicles and other transport units. The operator can fire remotely using direct, indirect or coordinate-based targeting from concealed positions. Ukraine also has developed a new mobile electronic warfare system called Algis-IM, designed to effectively suppress drones like the Mavic series. According to the Brave One Defense Tech Cluster, the system is already in use in the front lines and can be operated remotely from cover, increasing operator safety. Algis-IM features a full-circle rotating antenna, allowing full area jamming of drone-controlled channels, including the Mavic 3T, which is equipped with a thermal imager for night reconnaissance. The system is highly mobile and can be quickly deployed in the field. Ukrainian developers have showcased the capabilities of the new domestically made Taras P interceptor drones. According to the Serhiy Prytula Foundation, these drones have taken down 258 Russian UAVs, valued at over $24 million. They have proven effective against enemy drones such as Merlin, Zala-20, Lancet, Molniya, Skat and Gerbera. Each Taras P interceptor costs approximately $1,662. To destroy 258 enemy drones, 281 interceptors were used, totaling around $535,000, making them dozens of times more cost-effective than traditional anti-aircraft systems. Bogdan Danilov from the foundation highlights that neutralizing enemy UAVs has already improved artillery accuracy and enhanced the safety of troop movements and logistics. The Terra-Speed drones operate proactively, disrupting Russia's reconnaissance efforts to adjust fire or pinpoint Ukrainian positions. These drones can fly for over an hour at speeds up to 160 kilometers per hour, with a range of 35 kilometers and ceiling of 6 kilometers. Their airframe, detonation system and warhead are fully made Ukrainian, with plans underway to incorporate domestic engineers in future models. The founder of Spotify has invested money in German defense project Helsing, a company that supplies drones to Ukraine. Daniel Ek has invested 600 million euros in the German defense startup Helsing. Helsing was founded in 2021. Currently, Helsing provides drones for Ukraine's needs. In particular, the company has contracts with the governments of the United Kingdom, Germany and Sweden. Ukrainian forces in Sumy Oblast are pushing back Russian attacks using cutting-edge drone technology. Watch next how drones are changing the battlefield.
So hello everyone! Today, NAFO Convoy 42 taking place. Just look at these cars. All of these have been collected by supporters and donators. One car was donated by Sean Penn personally, and our good friend Jake Bro as well. He donated several $1 million for these cars, electronic warfare systems and drones. We have our good friends like Anna Danilchuk, aka Anna from Ukraine, other NAFO administrators and drivers that have made an incredible job going through 4 countries from Tallinn, Estonia to Kiev, Ukraine, to help Ukrainian units on the front lines, the ones that really need these cars and this equipment the most. NAFO 69 Sniffing Brigade started as a joke, but now Ukrainian military is the ones who laugh last, because already 42 convoys took place and dozens of cars, electronic warfare systems, drones and humanitarian packages have been delivered. These people made it to Ukraine from Tallinn, driving through 4 countries day and night to deliver the equipment for the frontline regiments, transferring them to Kiev. The managers of NAFO say it is a marathon, but the finish line is Ukraine's victory.
I see it as a marathon, and in marathon is like you don't have milestones, you just have like another mile, you're done, another mile. So another mile is another convoy, so another convoy is just like a small strip that I like divide my marathon of helping and working in the NAFO for these convoys.
I'm Samuel, I'm here with this convoy as a driver. So this is my first time, but it's an interesting place where we can also connect and bring, like, as I'm an Estonian, I can like bring my knowledge and connections here, so we could like actually cooperate not only with cars but on also like a greater level.
Friends of Ukraine in the YouTube and blogger community are here as well. The campaign for the 42nd convoy was funded by Jake Bro and his community all around the globe. And Anna Danilchuk, aka Anna from Ukraine, was the core anchor of this transition of equipment to the military units near the Mother Ukraine monument.
Can I jump?
Yeah.
Because I'm super excited. To tell you the truth, it is such an important, energetically event when all of these trucks travel to the front lines, but they are brought by drivers from literally every corner of the world and supported by our amazing communities. And I want to thank people on my channel and many other who make it possible and who also understand that the only way to achieve lasting peace is to defeat and demilitarize Russia. Well, I think that the superstar of that campaign is definitely Jake Bro, because with his community he collected like millions of dollars which were converted in drones, in cars, or maybe just cars, but this is super.
The military themselves come to take the trucks directly to military regiments. They say volunteer support matters a lot for them and saves lives on the front lines of the Russia-Ukraine war.
My call sign is Poroshok, 77th Airborne Brigade, Air Recon Division. I am the head of reconnaissance. This vehicle will go to the pilots who are engaged in aerial reconnaissance. I would like to thank the volunteers for such help, because at the moment the vehicle is a consumable material. It is destroyed almost every day.
So this campaign and NAFO volunteers demonstrate that everyone can make a difference and everyone can invest in Ukraine's victory, just like as you can subscribe, support this channel and make victory closer. Pavlo Shtelmach from Kyiv, UATV News.
Share your thoughts on all of this unfolding today in the comments and stay tuned for more with the gays.